For more than 60 years, Ernest Borgnine kept silent about one of Hollywood's most dangerous and emotionally charged feuds, but long after the cameras stopped rolling, the truth finally surfaced, a story filled with violent outbursts, sabotage scenes, and a notorious coffee-throwing incident that left a crew member with second-degree burns, revealing that the most explosive betrayal wasn't just professional, but deeply personal. Born Ernest Borgnine in 1917 in Hamden, Connecticut, to Italian immigrant parents chasing the American dream, Borgnine's life was marked by constant reinvention from the very beginning. When he was just 2 years old, his parents separated, and his mother took him to Italy, where he spent 5 formative years in Carpine near Modena, speaking only Italian and absorbing a culture that would later shape his discipline and worldview. In 1923, his parents reconciled and returned to America, changing his name to Ernest Borgnine in an effort to blend in, a transformation that foreshadowed many more to come. Growing up in New Haven, Connecticut, Borgnine had no interest in acting, focusing instead on sports and physical competition, with nothing in his school records hinting at a future in Hollywood. That changed when he enlisted in the U.S. Navy in 1935, serving 6 years aboard the USS Lamberton before re-enlisting after Pearl Harbor and spending World War II defending the Atlantic coast, an experience that hardened him, instilled discipline, and shaped the authenticity he later brought to military roles. Discharged in 1945 as a gunner's mate first class with multiple honors, Borgnine nearly made the Navy his career until his mother suggested he try acting, a single sentence that altered film history. With no experience or connections, he trained at the Randall School of Drama and joined the Barter Theatre, where actors were often paid in vegetables instead of money, scrubbing toilets by day and performing by night, once even chasing a live chicken through a screaming audience, a moment that taught him improvisation and resilience. His Broadway breakthrough came in Harvey, where he studied James Stewart obsessively, writing notes on his timing and delivery, slowly refining a craft that Hollywood initially struggled to categorize. Everything changed with From Here to Eternity, where Borgnine's terrifying performance as the sadistic Sergeant Fatso Judson was so convincing it left co-stars shaken, audiences disturbed, and Borgnine himself haunted by nightmares, even receiving death threats from viewers unable to separate the man from the monster. 2 years later, he stunned the world again with Marty, a quiet, low-budget film that defied Hollywood logic and earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor, beating legends like James Dean and Spencer Tracy, proving that raw humanity could triumph over glamour. Borgnine refused to be boxed into any one role, leaping trains in The Dirty Dozen, laughing maniacally through violence in The Wild Bunch, and later reinventing himself on television in McHale's Navy, where his real-life military experience grounded the comedy. Even serious injury couldn't slow him down. After a pyrotechnic accident burned his face and hands, he returned stronger, earning an Emmy nomination and unknowingly inspiring real Navy training exercises. In his late 60s, he defied age once more in Airwolf, narrowly escaping death when a helicopter crashed just feet away, then improbably becoming a beloved voice acting legend as Mermaid Man on SpongeBob SquarePants, recording lines just weeks before his death at 95. Off-screen, his life was equally dramatic. 5 marriages marked by heartbreak, scandal, and public implosion, including his infamous one-month marriage to Ethel Merman, immortalized by a single blank page in her autobiography that Borgnine later admitted hurt more than words ever could. It wasn't until he married Tova Tresnes that he found lasting peace, a partnership that endured nearly 4 decades and sustained him until his final breath. Yet some of the most harrowing chapters of his career unfolded on set, particularly during Johnny Guitar, where Borgnine witnessed one of Hollywood's ugliest feuds between Joan Crawford and Mercedes McCambridge, marked by screaming matches, physical fights, destroyed costumes, and a terrifying moment when Crawford hurled scalding coffee at a production assistant, leaving permanent scars. Borgnine later described working with her as walking on eggshells while juggling dynamite, a sentiment echoed by his grueling experiences opposite Shelley Winters and Spencer Tracy, where intimidation, improvisation, real punches, and relentless pressure pushed him to his limits, but also earned him hard-won respect that led directly to his Oscar-winning role. In the end, Ernest Borgnine's life wasn't just a career, it was a relentless journey through reinvention, survival, and endurance, shaped by war, talent, discipline, and conflict, leaving behind a legacy as raw, powerful, and unforgettable as the man himself.